Hello, everyone. Welcome to a super excited interview and training session for Grow with Evelyn with no other than Calvin Hollywood. Hi, Calvin. It's so nice to have you.
Hey, yeah, thank you so much. After 7 months, I'm back.
So good to have you. And I've seen all of the things that happened in your community and that happened on schools. I think we have a lot to talk about. And I'm very excited because today I want to pick your brain in this interview in a way that it also turns into a real training for our community. So right now we're live streaming to YouTube, but it will not be up for very, very long. But if you are in Grow with Evelyn, then don't worry. We have ongoing access to this. And Calvin is also hanging out in my community. So, you have the opportunity to ask him follow-up questions, etc. So we're going to do Hormozi style, classic, proof, promise, path. So we need to start with a little bit of proof. Calvin, for the viewers who are not familiar with you, your journey, what you do, your communities, can you give us a super quick rundown of where did you come from? Why are you here now? What's the magnitude of your presence when it comes to members count, revenue, the way you have also shaped the school culture? I think you are the biggest school influencer in Germany. Like Sam Owen said that to me when I just met him on the weekend in LA because I was speaking at the Winners event. So you had a massive impact. I'd love if you could just give us a quick rundown in your own words.
Is this the part where I should flex a little bit?
Yeah, you do the full on flexing thing.
Okay,
Just yeah, we do just so people are knowing. Okay, we need to listen to this guy.
okay. I'm not that marketing guy. So, yeah. I was an entrepreneur now, or I'm an entrepreneur now for almost 20 years. And I was a business coach. I wrote a book. I'm a book author. I was a Photoshop artist, photographer. I did a lot of things. And 1.5 years ago, I went all in with school. And in the meantime, and now maybe the flex or the proof, what not many people do not know, it was end of last year, school hired me to create a very unique community. The name was Diamond Club. It was a very exclusive community. You can only join when you have a crone or a rocket behind the name, very exclusive. And my job was there to share my brain. So I produced a big course with everything inside. I did this for 3 months. And then Sam Owens allowed me, or not allowed me, but he also told me, now you please share it with everybody, not just with this community. So they closed the community. And this is my biggest flex. I mean, to serve or to deliver my brain just for this high class schooler. And I mean, my passion is community leadership, everything what happened inside of the community. Of course, I do marketing as well. I have 10 people in my team, so it's a big team. But yeah, I'm very focused in psychological things, creating a bond within a community. I go very deep inside of it, and I'm in touch with Sam nearly every day. And I mean, I love school like you. I mean, I'm addicted in it. So yeah, this is my short journey with a little bit flex inside. So sorry.
I love this so much, and thank you so much for sharing. And I really want everybody who's listening, also the ones that are not building schools, what you can learn from Calvin translates beyond the current platform, because he can really show you. And I'm watching closely, and I've borrowed multiple concepts from him. He's really showing you how to create community for any course, program, memberships. I would dare to even say SaaS, because when I came to a school, and it's independent from the platform, it's human psychology, it's true like leadership and how do you lead people online. And when I came to school, I was definitely missing that skill. I was lacking it, because I'm just transparent about that. When I came to school, I did not have a community, although I had tens of thousands of paid members over the years, and over 10,000 active paying members at that point. But I had a Facebook group with a ticketing system in there. There was no real community. It was a membership that was successful, right? But there was no paid community. So maybe Calvin, can you explain like the difference for people who
Yes.
hard to grasp?
Focus. Hold on.
What's the difference between somebody paying you on a monthly growing basis and you actually have built a community?
Yeah, it was so tough for me as well because I was a business coach. I had so many memberships, courses. I launched more than 150 courses in the last 20 years. So for me, I was falling in the same trap. I started in a pure membership, delivering courses. And then, of course, I recognized, okay, wait, this is another business. And I think the future is in communities. Doesn't matter if it's on school or anywhere else. The future is in doing something together or with other people. Of course, you like to get the knowledge as well, the experience of maybe the driving character, the leader of the community. But it's more about doing everything together. And I had to struggle with it because, of course, I have my ego. So I was in my own community and other people are sharing their tips. And the old Calvin was like, hold on, I know it better. This is not exactly true what you are telling. But sometimes the people need this kind of advice, what is maybe not the best, but gives them the action to do something. I always say the best gym is not the best gym with the best equipment. The best gym is the gym where you go and work out.
Oh yeah, that's so
And
true.
when there is a not a high quality gym, but all your friends are hanging out there and you have fun, this is the best gym. So, and I have to figure this out. And after a while, I can combine it with I was 10 years in the military, and right there, your mission is to create a bond with a certain amount of people within a couple of days and weeks. So I will study the psychological things. And the biggest bond what you can create is when you go with other people through emotions. And of course, when it's suffer and pain, you get more connected than in joy. But we can apply it, suffer and pain, in the community game. But when you are going with your family through suffer and pain and you survived it, after that you have an even tougher bond with your family. So in the community game, I would not recommend to go to suffer and pain, but sometimes you have suffer and pain because you are not growing, then you struggle, then other people struggle with you, and then you do it together. And when you can achieve this with the community, they will not leave. People leave products. I always say this, people leave products, but people do not leave friends and family. And I think this is the goal with a great combination. And I have to figure this out as well in my journey because I started different. Now I got it. Now the journey is down. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm hearing so many insightful things. For example, something that contradicts completely what, when I came into the market in 2020, I had a marketing background, but I never was in the online education or coaching space. So when I came into this market, the paradigm was position yourself as the authority. Don't be too accessible. You want to moderate like your groups. You don't want to allow people that are maybe going against the grain or contradicting what you say. And I never, I was never like strict like that because I think this is like very cultish behavior. And so I love what you're saying here, which is basically the complete opposite of that, which is I am showing up vulnerable as well. I'm completely showing I'm still figuring this out, right? Let's push through this together. So you are also walking the journey with them through the highs and lows. Is that how you operationalize it, or what does it practically look like? I guess that's what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, I have a thought about this. In the military, there are different kind of authorities, what I implemented in the normal life. So there's an authority, we call it, I try to translate it, rank authority, because you are higher in rank. When you are a boss, when you are the owner of the community, people do something because you are the owner. This is the baddest authority. The second one is the expert authority. people do something because they know you are very good in it. This is a better authority, and this is important. But the best authority is the personal authority. So people do something because they know that you want the best for everybody, for everything. And this is what we have to build, this personal authority. And I think you can, I mean, the rank authority is easy. You create the community, you have the highest rank. You are the kind of boss. The expert authority, most people have this, the expert authority. And you can still improve it. But the personal authority is, the key is transparency. This is what I think. So when you are transparent with everything, when you let your member know what you are planning, when you listen to them, when you care, like parents have a personal authority, right? Because they care. And when you implement this in the community, combined with the other authorities, the last one is the ranked one. You do not need this. You sometimes to delete something. But the personal authority, transparency, keeping updates, telling them how you feel, how everything is going, the members will appreciate it. Does this help? Was this the right
absolutely. It does make sense. And I think that like the key takeaway is also the personal authority. Like they know that you care about them. And this really ties in with something that I heard in LA in one of the talks, right? So I was there, I was giving a talk, but there were other successful community owners, recent winners, that were also giving their speeches. And one person, Tyler Coston, he was giving an incredible speech. Like, he's a basketball coach, and he's coaching other basketball coaches, right? So I think it's not the same as the military, right? But it is also
similar, yeah.
I think the culture and the discipline and the way things, the diligence, I guess, in which things are approached, I think it's comparable. And he said one thing that kind of really stuck with me, and that was what they most want to hear or what they most want to feel is, do you care about me? And so he was giving us an exercise, and he was saying, what do you do to make your members feel like they care about you? And so because he was giving this really cool example from somebody he helped and he coached, and they were making so much progress, right? From the jumps and from how he was playing. And then after the session, he was like, okay, so what was the biggest takeaway? What was the biggest thing here during this coaching? Because he was like, there were so many wins, like so much progress. And the player said to him that you said I was good, right? So
yeah,
that's kind of how he illustrated people need to feel like we care about them. How do you show your members? Maybe, as you're just thinking about it, maybe you're just doing it through the lines or in unintentionally. How do you show them that you care about them?
Yeah, I mean, credits to Simons. You know what he do. He talk a lot with his members. This is on another level. He jump into Zoom calls, talking with them all day, getting feedback. And when you are then in a Zoom call, you'll be like, wow, this is amazing. I don't do this one-on-one calls, feedback calls, but I do it with one to many. So what I do, I make posts where I ask, and I let my ego behind me. Hey guys, what do you think? What do you like to have? What is better, etc. So I ask all the people, and what I do very, very often, and yes, this is it costs money, but I do it. I do offline events, absolutely for free. I invite once in a month all the people of all of my communities right here in my space. I have a big space. And then there are 30, 40 people, cheesecake for free, everything. And I do not do a presentation, nothing. I'm just there and I talk with them. The only thing what I do, I say, hey, welcome, here's the cheesecake, here are the toilets, here is the massage room, whatever, use it. But not more. And then I talk with them to get a feeling. I read tons of comments. I always say there are more informations in the comments than in the posts. Even when you are doing a post in the Schooler community, I read a lot of comments, replies. There are the secret sources of feedback. And this is what I do. And then I let my members know about everything. So even when I not do it, sometimes I say, hey, what do you think about this and that? Should we do it here, back and forth? I talk with them, DMing. The only thing what I not do is one-on-one calls, like Simone's. Big respect. But I write a lot with the members and ask them. Also, when a member is leaving, I have my sentence, what I write all the time. I ask, what did I do wrong? What can I do better? You left. What can I do better for you? And most of the time, I get very valuable feedback. Most of the time, oh, no, it was fine. It's just a money thing, or I'm done with it. But I ask for it. What can I do better? Yeah. And this is the way. So, yeah, no ego, no status at this scale. At this, I have to work on it, because in the early days, it was tough for me because the personal branding stuff. But now it's flowing. Yeah.
So cool. Before I jump into a couple of comments that I think that tie perfectly into this, I want to quickly summarize for everyone what Calvin just dropped as well. So, few things: being with your members over doing something for them, like more knowledge, right? More nuggets, more things. He's just choosing to be with them. And that's something that I also learned from you, and where I thought that was wrong in my communities. Sometimes I would just post a post that is, I'm traveling like here with my family, or Loom is acting up for me. Like, is this happening to you as well? Right? I'm just.
I love this post.
Yeah, it's just I'm one of you, right? And I'm in here.
Sorry for interrupt, but I have a thought about this, because this is the key. When you ask me, what do you like more, being a member or being an owner? I would say I like to be more a member, but in my own community. So I love to be a member. And people ask me all the time. I'm the person on school who carry this flame that for the longest time, I guess 460 days or so right now. And I always say it was not difficult, because I love to be a member. But that should be implemented in my brain, because at the first days, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. This is another making money thing. This is another chance to make a business. But after a while, I become more and more a member. And these kind of posts, and I read your post about this, I loved it so much. And this was raising your status even more, the personal authority, because everybody knows you have an expert authority. So the personal authority is growing then. Sorry for interrupting.
I think, and it's so cool because thank you so much for clarifying that. And it's just, something that when you are, for example, in a space, like I'm in your community and I see you doing that, right? So you are just immersed with the members, right? You're just one of them. It kind of gives me permission to also use my own community, right? To also, share a win or vent or just chat. And so that's definitely something I picked up from you. And it just feels good. It's nice to be a part of the family, right? So it's like, I guess it's like when you think of your family, and mom and dad can just, also be a kid sometime and listen to the other authorities in the room. You also are learning so much. Okay, so, but I just want to make sure I'm summarizing all of the beautiful nuggets you shared before. So just being with your members, just spending time for them, not for the sake of giving them more information, helping them make progress, move forward, etc., just for the pure sake of being present and spending time and really connecting, right? Because I think everybody's also so in the rush to get the outcome. And when you're the group owner and you want to serve to that, right? So you're like, I know you're in a rush. No fluff, let's get to the work. You actually are doing them a disservice, because then they're so rushed that they can't even get to the transformation because they're too outcome oriented to get into the process. So I think that's really powerful what you shared, just being with the members. Then also that co-ownership. So I really love how you do that, making those posts and say, this just happened. I saw this strategy. What are we thinking about this? Should we try it? What's your opinion, right? So it's like the co-creation, the co-steering, and you're allowing others to take the wheel as well. Maybe can you also talk to that a little bit? Because you do this a lot and I really love it.
Yeah, because other people in my community are now for a while on school as well. And of course, I cannot implement every suggestion what people have, but it's crazy how it feels when you develop something together. So when the new affiliate system was coming out, I was asking guys, how do you think? How will you implement it? And they were surprised that I asked them, you know. But of course, they ask me in the comments, what is your opinion? And then I write it in the comment, not just in the post. But it's
Smart.
amazing how creative some people are. And sometimes they recommend a tip and it's not perfect. I add it with my experience. And in the fourth reply or in the fifth reply, we have the solution. And then
So
I
good.
decide to make a post where I mention, hey, I was going back and forth with James and we are trying now this and that. And people see, oh, wow, because this is the model of a good community, user-generated content. So the user are generating the content with everybody together. And I'm just the guide. Of course, I drive everything a little bit in the right direction. But this is amazing. So, and I always tell the people, feel free to post your thoughts. There is nothing wrong. Feel free to post your thoughts. And sometimes I also ask, please, this post is for all the people who are at level 1 to 4. All the other people 5 and above, please relax. Let now first other people comment. This is also another thing, because otherwise we'll have the low-level members who feel a little bit, oh, everybody is the expert here right now. So I'm transparent. Then I do, please, now this post is just for the people with level it. Give me your thoughts, your beginner thoughts, how you think. And then they feel valuable, like, oh, whoa, it's talking to me. The other people can post. Yeah, there are so many different ways. Yeah.
That's such a cool tip as well. I didn't, until you just said that, it never clicked for me about the user-generated content and finding maybe not even the answer, but at the next hypothesis with the members. I also think this is so valuable, right? So I'm coming from teaching very method-based, right? I found methods that worked for me, did a beta program, did it with others. And then the more I grew, the more diverse my customer base became, the more I understood, like, there is a million ways, right, to get to a certain outcome. Just like with school, right? So when you look at all of the school game winners, right, there's a million different ways in which they grow, and there's no right or wrong way. And I think over the years, I just grew tired from making people feel like there's this one key method. And I think that's also the purpose, like, or at least what I'm trying to do in my community, that is really about becoming competent in marketing and developing marketing skills. My goal is to help people learn the skill, not one specific method, because when the market changes, the one specific method might not work anymore, right? And I think what you just described with creating a culture of co-creation of the next hypothesis and then implementing and then making the next hypothesis about this, I can really see how it will help members to keep going the journey and actually learning the skill versus, trying to follow the latest next method or trend.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, you have 2,300 members right now in your community. And I'm sure you have some members inside. It's maybe not technical, but they can teach or explain something better for the members, maybe, than you. Not in the expert thing, just because the gym thing, because people then feel more related to them, because it don't have to be professional, but some of your members can give advices, and again, maybe not so good like you, the technical side or the experience, but in a way that the people in the community say, oh, wow, thank you. Because I'm more in your stage. And when you are telling us, this is like when parents or a teacher tell their kids something, they don't do it. But then a famous influencer tell them the same, but they love this person or feel more related because they want to be. So sometimes it works better. And so we should give here and there the members a space to share their experience in the comments, in postings, and maybe in live calls or later on another format where they do some presentations or something like this.
So cool. This is really, really helpful. So maybe we can wrap it up, like just this point about membership versus really community. So when I was doing my memberships, I was guaranteeing 24-hour written support during weekdays, right, from my coaches. And every post needed to have an answer by us. We would not necessarily initiate posts. Most of them were related to only like the actual method that we were teaching. And we did have like a few exchange corners, etc. But we never got like the same momentum as I got in Grow with Evelyn when I was withdrawing from the community to a point where, you know, for some months I stepped out almost completely, just very sporadically, like jumping in to help me understand it. Like, why did this work so much better? Also from a churn perspective, right? In my memberships, my churn was 11%, and now in school it's 3%. So why does this work better? Although it's less work for me. I don't like, my brain is like, I should work more. Why is this working better?
What you do in your community, even in the early days still, but I saw this and I'm like, holy moly, what a service for such a low investment. That was crazy. But I think what many owner of the community, when even when they're running a paid community, what they do wrong, they have a certain kind of status. And when the status is too high, people feel shy. Maybe shy is the wrong word. But I recognize this as a photographer. When I was showing up on events, people was in front of me, shaking hands, can I have a selfie? And it was not possible for me to go with them into a small talk because they felt too shy. They don't want to say something because they felt, oh no, he's the professional. When I say something, oh, it's embarrassing. So then I thought, even in my communities, I have to bring down my status a little bit because when it's too high, people feel, oh no, I can't. So I started with posts like, guys, I need some help. And people are confused. What? I can help Calvin Hollywood. I hope this sounds not arrogant right now, but some people felt like, oh, wow. And sometimes I started with a topic, what I'm not so good at it. And I showed it. You see, I'm not good in this. I need to get your advice. And then, of course, people give me advice, and that gives them more the confidence to open new posts, because I see it in many communities. If the owner is not posting, nobody is posting. But ask yourself why. It's like on a party when people are showing up and they are afraid to start in a talk. Maybe your brand is too big, how you set it up. So bring down your status. In psychological things, we call it halo effect, when you have a very strong halo effect. So maybe you have to bring it down. Maybe your expert authority is very huge, very big. So bring it a little bit down. Make yourself, let's say, heardable by asking questions. And maybe you are confusing the people a little bit, like, oh, she like to have my opinion. But don't worry, your status will not drop down. It will just shift to your personal status, and the community will get more into an engagement. Yeah. Does it make sense?
It makes total sense. I think when I look back at my journey, because sometimes now, and again, same like you, right? I don't want to sound like, oh, I'm full of myself or anything. And at the same time, I noticed like some things, like when I was, for example, at the school event now, right? So people asking, can I take a picture with you? I'm like, sure, but why would you want that? I mean, it's like, you grow and you forget. Like you don't, I think your identity doesn't grow with your business as much, right? Or at least for me, it didn't do that. But I remember in 2020 when I was coming into the market and somebody had a Facebook group with 100 people, right? Because back then there was only Facebook groups. To me, they were someone, right? Oh my goodness, like they have 100 people in their community. And I think when, people are starting out on school, especially the ones that are really trying hard and that immersing themselves in the games, etc., right? They're looking at the people, making 50,000 MRR, 100,000 MRR, etc., winning the school games, and they're like, oh wow, those people are so different. But the consumer, B2B, B2C, right? Your customer, they're not immersed in this world. And when they see a community, even with, 50 people or 25 people, like most of them are coming from an offline world where it's like, if you imagine 25 people in this room right now, that's a lot, right? So I think you underestimate how quickly you have authority. and then you don't upgrade your identity. So you're still trying to prove you're the expert, and with that you come across more and more intimidating, so you throw more value posts at them because you think the problem is that you're still not expert enough, when the problem is actually that you still are not personal enough with them.
And you know what? I follow you now from day one. So I was, by the way, I guess you didn't know this. The first school games, I was competing as well. I was on the 11th place with a community of my friend. This where the first school game was the toughest one, right? And my community was on the 11th place. And and then after that, this community was in the 11th place, dropped down because we were pushing hard. And I follow your journey now for a while, and you are still in the game. And look at others when they push hard. They use their marketing, their membership skills. They do not change. I don't like to say names, but I see people that were on top. They are losing 100,000 monthly recurring revenue in weeks. And this is not good. So I think school is a long-term game. And even when you can make it to the top, what's great. But when you fall down 100,000 of MRR, this makes something with you. This is a drop down. I don't know how to survive this. So I always say, better grow slow, step by step, because this game just started. Let me show, I don't know if we can show it. There's a graph. Shout out to Matthew Thompson. He showed me this graph. Wait, I can share my screen here. Maybe you will not see it perfectly. Can you see it? Yes, right? Can you see it, Evelyn?
Yeah.
Okay. So, it's different. It's mirrored, I guess. I don't know. Maybe in the recording it's right.
Oh, we can see it right. I can see it right.
Okay. So we are here in this early adopters thing with school. We are not here at the peak, for sure. We are still in the beginning. But when you act here like you were here, it will not work, because the early majority is not there on school, for sure. And the late majority is not there. And we will get a real hype is here. We haven't the real hype yet. What we had was in our bubble, maybe a hype, but not the big one. So I think we are still here. We are surviving. There will be some changes soon. Then we will make it to the gap, and then the early majority is come. And some people are dropping down at the moment so much, and it's too early to drop down so much. So they are playing a different game. And as you are playing the long-term game, growing slow, and not many people can achieve it. And I think one step is what you said, the mindset shift, to bring you a little bit back, to let the community go with you together, and then you can play the long-term game.
Thank you so much for sharing this. And I think that's so brilliant. And I realized, like, a part of the long-term game here has to be real relationships and really building communities, right? And I think a part of that is also, maybe, we can quickly talk about this from a marketing perspective, scaling way back on the results and what you can achieve in this, right? So my marketing is very understated, very skill focused, right? So these are the things that we're learning in here. These are the things that we're doing in here, what we're focused on, much rather than any like outcome. So even maybe you can talk to that as well, how you can maybe grow quicker if you make more promises, if you're more results focused, versus how you can grow a really solid community from what you're marketing, right? So what are, I guess, also, what are the pointers that you put emphasis on in your marketing? What are the things that you promise people?
Yes, I always say in a paid community, it should be about a transformation, a goal, right? What we are doing together. But I think we have to be careful, because when the goal has an end, what happens when people achieve it? Okay, then you create another community. And this is, in my the best way. I mean, I don't know how many communities you have, But
Too many.
no, I don't know if it's too many, because I
Yeah.
think it's better to have one community to scale it to 5,000 people and everybody's on a different level. So I think
Yeah.
from a marketing perspective, you should build a very good customer lifetime journey. And the journey ends when you reach a goal. But then
Yeah.
you will set a new goal, and two goals in one community is maybe not so good. So when you achieved a certain goal, maybe you like to go then to jump into the mastermind or into the
Mhm.
next one. So I have one goal for each community, and the
Mhm.
goal is achievable, I would say, for most of the people, 5 to 6 months. Some faster, some take a
Mhm.
little bit longer, but the customer lifetime journey, or the time for just one community, should be at least, let's say, 5 to 6 months. Okay. And
Yeah.
then when people achieve this goal, I build the next one based on the demands of these people. So I have then my community, business community. When they achieve this goal, the next one. But what I like to say, it's not just about the goal, because
Mhm.
I also I think you can play a long-term game when you not just love the goal, when you love the game. So I'm
Mhm.
very focused that people are loving the game. I was a basketball coach as well, by the way. I was playing
Oh,
basketball
really?
for 10 years.
You need to connect with him. Like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is
So every
brilliant.
time when I played in my early days, I played the game to win. And when I
Mhm.
won the game, I was happy. But for the
Mhm.
next game, it struggles from again from the beginning. So now I'm a little bit older. I'm not in the competition anymore. When I now play, I do not play for the result, because I play for the fun. And I think in a
Mhm.
paid community, both things are very important. Of course, more the result, because you are paying for something, but
Mhm.
never forget the fun. When people are feel pressured about the goal, it's not good for the whole lifetime journey. And again, I always recommend, when you have a community, when they reach a goal, please develop a new community for them. Don't just look for new members, new members, new members. Take care of the members who are already happy and create something new for them. Then maybe a mastermind, what you do offline,
Mhm.
things, etc.
That's so smart. And I think it also makes sense because I noticed this with my members. At a certain point, there were also, for example, in my previous programs like coaching, membership method, etc., there were people who were sending me the loveliest emails and say, I feel so bad about canceling my alumni ticket because
See?
I've gotten so much from you, but there's no next goal. And I feel like I'm sitting on the kiddie table with everybody who is just starting. So I think that makes sense. Just Louis jumped in. So good to see you. And he asked for clarification. So what you're proposing is one shared goal per community, right? So what's the main shared goal per community?
Yes.
And then after, what's the shared goal for the next community for the
Mhm.
members who have really reached this distinct goal in the first community?
Yeah.
So not one long customer journey in one community, but a goal realistically, somebody who's fast can achieve it in half a year, and
Mhm.
then the next goal after that.
Yeah, right. I can show you kind of a game plan. What I and here's another thing. When you have members with two different skill sets, after a while, people do not leave because they feel they need more. Other people leave because they think, oh, the other people are so advanced, I can follow them. This is what I experienced. I experienced
Mm.
this in my community. Let me show you this for a second. This is my game plan. You can take a picture. It's if you like. So this was my first community about how to build a community. It's a German one. And after a while, when I had a lot of members, I
Uh,
figured out. Oh, can you see my screen?
I just quickly remove myself so people can see it a little bit bigger, and then I jump back on, okay?
Okay, thank you. So I had this community first, and I thought this is my final one. But then people left because, as Evelyn said, oh, I got this all. I can not learn anything more here. And then also people left. They said, oh, I'm a beginner and some of here are so advanced, I feel on the wrong place. So that was never my plan. But then I created another community where it's just about money making. And then people switched from here to there. And then they can still be here when they switch to this community. And then this community was then more for the beginner. And the advanced people were happy to get this community. And when this community is getting bigger and bigger, I listen to them. And if I can serve with another community, I will develop them, the next community for them. And this is my customer. They start here, the first one, the next one. When somebody think, I don't need this, I can start here. Okay, let's go. But I think this is better than putting everybody with every skill set in just this one community. And the goal here is to build a community, right here to make money with the community. And maybe the next one will be another one. I don't know it yet because it's not necessary right now. But when I have enough members, they letting me know what they want. And I try to build the next community just for them. Not just what I like to have, for them. But it's everything based on the feedback of the members. Yeah, this is how I do it.
You know, this is so cool because when we think of like the original value ladder creation, right? So when you're gonna go all the way back, I think it's an Expert Secret from Russell Brunson.
Russell Brunson, yes.
That should have been the natural progression, right? You start with a certain skill set, you achieve something, you help people achieve that, and then because you are, helping, you are also evolving because when you teach, you actually learn more. When you help others, I guess as a basketball coach, right? You probably learned more coaching about basketball than when you were playing and learning yourself, right? So it's like when you then help others, you become more expert. So your skill set levels up, and then there's people that level up with you, and there's another container. It's just it's naturally emerging rather than people trying to construct it, on the paper. And I think it's, from what I can see in my communities, it really does make sense to have different stages for different people. Also, from a price point perspective, right? Because when somebody is at the very beginning in their journey, for example, for my mastermind, I have application calls. And even if somebody can afford it, right? If they're not at that stage, I basically decline them, right? Because for them, they cannot pay me this and get the same value because they still have to do so much fundamental work so that they can actually get that positive return on their investment, right? Because when somebody has more pieces in place, when somebody is already spending a few $100s on ads per day or a few thousand even per day, they have a different return from my advice than somebody who doesn't even have product to market fit. So I think that's that's a good way to think about this also on school.
Yeah, and another thing is, let's say you do not have the time or you do not like to create another community, but maybe then you can help with another way. There's nothing wrong to do service when you like it. I mean, let's say you have a paid community and the paid community is running very good, but you have some people inside, they are more advanced, they're making more money. And why not offering them, if you don't have another paid community, offer them service? I mean, yes, it's time worth money. You have to work for it, but when you enjoy the work, when you love it, then you can sell something high ticket. Or this is what I do as well, because some people, they don't like to jump into the next community. They like to do more one-on-one. So they can hire my people, or we make something with them. It's all about, can I do something for you? Yes. Okay, let me try to do something for you. And as an exchange, this amount of money where both of us feel happy, and then offer it. So I do service as well, not just communities. It depends all on the needs, on the demands of my audience. When I get asked in the early days about when I was a business coach, how do you choose your next business? I'm like, I don't choose it. My audience choose it. They letting me know what they want to have. And when I feel I can deliver, I can serve, I build it. I do it. And when I think, oh, you like to have something about ads and marketing? No, I can't do it. But I know Evelyn, let's say. But then I have to be honest, not to take the money in. I have to say, no, this is not my experience. Please go over there. But when it's about my thing, yeah, let's go. Keep on going. Yeah.
That's so cool. And I think that's also so unique about school, and where we will see, I think this will help the curve and accelerate the curve, is that they have that affiliate system where now everybody can be, everybody is incentivized to be very clear about their boundaries, right? So I can help with this, but I cannot help with that, right? And so now I can, if somebody is wanting to learn about how to structure the community, how to build up, that system, I can say, here's what I do. And one expert that I'm also looking for in the space is Calvin. So check out what he does, right? Or for example, I will have a coach and in my mastermind, and she is a certified coach, and she helps really to group coach, like in the traditional sense. Then I can say, okay, that's something I cannot help with. I can send people there. And I think it's so cool because we can all honor what we truly know, right? And with school still have the opportunity to be incentivized to send people somewhere. So I think
beautiful is this?
very good.
This is the
it's really
future.
beautiful.
I mean,
Yeah.
competition is nice to have it in a very nice way, but school is building a system because it's not about you who make the most money. It's about everybody, And and so I can even make money when I see some demands in my community and I think, oh, I cannot do it. So I can go out to look out for other people. This is why I jump into different kind of paid communities to check out the quality. And when I see, oh, the quality is nice, everything is nice, and then I ask the owner, can we do a cooperation? I have people for you, and maybe we can do something together. And this is so beautiful, and it feels so much better than all the time the competition. I have to do everything by myself.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Kevin, we have a few questions that I would love to send your way.
Sure.
While we have you. So this was from Tomas, which I think is a really good point. What happens if not everybody wants close relation, right, in the community? So what is if somebody doesn't want to have that? I feel some just join and leave. Maybe it's too much for them. So this pushing is interesting if average people just spend 1 hour per week in a club. So how do you feel about like when is it too personal? Like, how do you do that?
Oh, a great question. Because I have to be honest, when I'm in other paid communities, I watch all the recordings here and there, but or most of the recordings, but I do not jump live. It's too close to me. I'm engaging in comments, but I'm very introverted. I'm alone all the time. I love it. So I think you have to take care in your community about these people as well. You can't make everybody happy, and it's okay when somebody is leaving. That is fine, but find solutions. So, but what I do, not everybody can watch all the live calls, the videos. So what I do, I render out an audio file and create an audio book of each call. In the today's world, it's very simple. So I recognize that some people can follow because they have to watch it. So we render out audio books about everything, about every live call, about every class. And when they're walking around with their dog, they can listen to it. So I try to make it easy as possible. Or when some people not to follow, I give them advices. I tell them, look, you can miss this, but please at least join this format, because right here you can find all the summary. Or when you feel you miss something, please write me in DM. One of my team members will give you a summary, even when it's a personal call, or we can do it right here and right there. But yeah, this too much content is a problem for many, but only when you make them think they have to watch everything. But I think
cool.
So what I do very often is I let the people know in my community, you do not have to watch everything in the next weeks. Don't worry. It's more important to hang around in the community, to stay in this feeling, in this environment, what gives you energy. And then step by step, you watch also the videos. But the most important thing is stay in the environment, to stay in the energy, because this drives you, not the knowledge. The knowledge is the add-on. What makes you drive is to spend time with the right people. Yeah.
So good. And I'm biting myself. This should be in my onboarding, right? Because people are like, where do I start? And I've never said to them, like, start reading posts, immersing yourself in the community.
Hanging around. The energy is it. I mean, when we are going offline to a mastermind, you were on an offline mastermind now.
Yeah.
So when you come back, when I ask you after 2 weeks, you can let me know maybe 3 or 4 tips, what you heard, what you said. Oh yeah, I can remember these tips, but there were more. But what you never will forget is the environment. And the next time when you go over there, you are not going over there. Oh, this new tips. You go. Oh, I like to be in this energy. It gives me passion. So this is the core thing. And we can implement this in our communities as well.
This is so valuable because I made that experience with because I always thought masterminds are bullshit. Sorry, excuse my language. I thought high ticket is bullshit. Like I was not getting it, right? Because I was in the low ticket world. I'd been scammed before. I've ran ads for a couple of people where I was looking behind the scenes. I was like, this is a mortified. Like I want to have nothing to do with it. And then I was in the first in-person event. It was actually the second one. The first, when I won the school games, I was there the first time. I was just too busy how others would think about me if I don't ask a dumb question in front of Hermosi and stuff like that. And the second mastermind, I was with Laura, because Laura Bull, she's also from Germany. She won. And when you bring somebody on the platform who wins the school games, you also get an invite. So I come there, I participated in the one-day event, but I felt, like, it's not about me, so I could just be there relaxed, and that's when I got so much value out of it. And Alex's opinions are always incredible, but I thought what was even more important was the conversations that we had there in the mansions with the other players, because they would casually drop things like my whole waitlist model. It clicked because Jasper, who has also a community, he casually dropped how they use the free and then flipping to the paid when they were running their live webinar to create a sense of urgency. And that one line he casually dropped, right?
But he was a member there. It was not Alex, it was not Sam, it was not the owner, it was like in the comments. So you found something in the comments. So in the real life, in the talk between, and right there, this is what we talked about before. Right there's often the biggest value. And I think it's an energy thing. It's you come back like, now I know what I love it, and
And you're really, really pumped. And then when I had my first, and that being in that space opened then my mind, right? Okay, they also said you are ready for a mastermind. I didn't believe in myself, but because the community believed in me, I was like, okay, if they believe I can do it, maybe I can do it. Then I did my first mastermind, and that was a huge identity shift. I think my confidence as an educator, after I had hosted my first in-person event, and I had real people coming in real life to see me.
I saw everything, all of your steps. I can remember the talk when you were sitting there about the mastermind thing. You'd be like, oh, shit. And then later I saw the offline event with everything. I followed it, and I saw what a transformation.
But then you step into this identity, right? And then you can never go back. Like all of your actions, all of your thoughts, all of your beliefs are now informed by this is who I have become. And I think in our communities, this can start small, right? Now I'm a member of this. Now I do this, right? So there was another community that he brought on that one, which was pickleball community, right? So maybe when you join the community, it's like, oh, I'm a pickleball player now, right? Or my intention is to play pickleball. Then you played the first time. Now you're a pickleball player. Then maybe you participate in your first competition. Now you're a competitor, right? And then you're a champion eventually. So your identity kind of shifts as soon as you start to step into those rooms and really be a part of it. And again, like this we can learn all the tactics and methods. But if we are not that person, like if we don't embody it, we don't have the lasting change. And I think you really just helped me to understand that.
This is beautiful, because this is why I tell all the time, do not look for more to-dos, work on your to-be. So to become someone, and we all know we are becoming someone when we spend time with the right people who have certain goals, maybe a little bit higher goals, and then you can become something. And when you become something, then you can also implement the to-dos. But some to-dos are made for a person. You are not this person yet. You have to become it. And when you think like this, when you are in the right environment, then the to-dos are working. But some to-dos are not working even when you try it, because you are not that person yet.
Yeah.
And we make this identity shift through other people, with other people. It's not possible to do it alone.
Yeah. That's so beautiful. I want to go into a rapid fire quick question, like how to become. Before we do that, I have a couple of questions I really want to make sure that we answer. So at what stage of growth would you start a new membership? I have members leaving because they have reached their goal, but my group is only 28 members still.
I mean, a rough number is 300. So
300.
this is what I figure out. When you have a couple of hundred people who are active, the human nature says, okay, there are some split people who are going a little bit more in this direction. So at least 300, 500-600 people, you should open a new space. But ask your members. If it's not necessary, keep on going.
Okay, I love this. And maybe because I have the insight what Rosie does, she does branding and, really helping the logo design and all of that. So I think based on what I just learned from you, a great customer lifetime value offer for those members that are leaving would be, hey, you're leaving, like, what else can I help you with, right? I can have done for you. We can, to maybe just ask them and see if she can do something one-to-one with those few people that are outgrowing, so she can have maybe a higher priced offer for them to fund the growth of the community, so to reach the point of 300 members in there quicker. Would you agree with that?
Or maybe when she have 28 members and 15 or 16 are riding, they like to have more advanced stuff, then maybe change the community a bit. This is what I did with my community. The first name was Community Leadership, and now people like to have a little bit more this business, how to build a team. So I changed the name to Community Business, but with the members, because most of the members asked for it. So I was not creating a new community, I changed the community. This is also possible in the early stages.
Yeah. All right, so I want to leave this comment by Lara on you, not what you're doing, who you're being, because I think it's so important. And now we do a 3-minute super quick fire.
Yes.
When it comes to becoming, right, not doing things that you do as a community leader, when it comes to becoming, where do you see are the biggest mindset blocks, misconceptions, pitfalls? Just for the last 3 minutes, throw everything that you can think of us when it comes to really becoming a community leader. You're starting from nothing, or you have a community, but you're not the leader of it.
Yeah.
What are your key thoughts here?
You have to spend time with leaders. It's not about the knowledge. It makes no sense to ask them, what should I do as a community leader? You have to spend time with them. Let's say you hate sport, but you will become more athletic, or you like to lose weight. I think it's not possible when you hang around for weeks with sports people. I think it's not possible to make no sport. So it's kind of a brainwashing thing. I worked on this as well in my career. So I was very shy, introverted, but I had my own identity where I was growing up. But then I saw, people expect another identity of me. I don't like to play it maybe in the first weeks or month, but then I have to become it to serve even better. So I was hanging around with people who were not shy, introverted, even in the online. I studied every person who did a great job, charismatic, blah, 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 speaking. And when I spent time with them, I thought like them, because I was hanging around so much with them, even if it was online, and then I was becoming it step by step. But it's a progress. It takes months, maybe sometimes, and this is okay. Yeah.
Oh, I think this is the best kind of note to pause on, because I think when I ask my members, like, that the feedback, what is the transformation that they get, is they learn by being in the space, and it kind of activates them. They see how I'm doing things. It gives them permission. It gives them ideas, right? And so I think that could have not put it in better words. Thank you so much for bringing that
Maybe
together.
it sounds a little bit arrogant, but I had struggles to fly business class. For years, I was not allowing this to myself, but it was always a dream to fly business class. And then I did it once, and then I felt it. I felt, yeah, hard work pays off. I feel valuable. I know it sounds very, very crazy, but it was worth it for me. And now I just pay with miles, not with real money. I would not allow it to with real money. But now when I fly business class, I think, oh yeah, I love it. It makes something with me. It's not necessary, but it makes something with you. And then I came back with like, oh, now I don't like to fly Echo anymore. Not so much, because I think I like to have this. I worked for it, even if it's just for a few hours, even when I pay with miles. So it makes something with you. And I have this in different directions, in private life, in business life, but you have to spend time with something or with the right people, and this makes something with you. Yeah.
Your environment dictates your standard, right?
Yeah.
So when you are in an environment where there's a community culture where the collective is commanding a higher standard of life, of business, of relationships for each other, you can't unsee it, right? And I think that's kind of what happens when you are in the right
I'm in the
space.
opposite way. Believe it or not, I spend quite often time with monks. Next week as well, I go into a temple. I spend time with monks. I shaved my head. I was a monk for a while because I know everything, because I live in an Asian culture for 20 years now, but I have to feel it. I have to experience it. I have to spend time with them. And then there's something happen inside of me where I learned different kind of things, to do the things slower, more conscious. But it was not necessary, not just to read books, to spend time with them together. So, and then the changes are much faster in the to be thing. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Calvin. We will make sure our members can find you, right? On School, it's Calvin Hollywood. We were going to link your community as well. I'm going to give my affiliate link to your community. We're going to have this recording ongoingly in the classroom for all Grow with Evelyn members, and for, you know, a couple more days on YouTube before you take it down. Thank you so much for taking
Thank you so much. It was a big honor, and thanks for joining. And yeah,
thank
keep
you
on
so
going.
much for joining.
Enjoy the game. Enjoy the game.
Thank you. Bye, guys.